This was at March Field, and I traded off with two other trumpet players, and we were each averaging maybe 2 to 4 a month. I had two funerals that I played taps for, and the first one was for a captain and his wife who had been injured. As a captain, he had been in in the hospital for several weeks, and he and his wife and a 18-month-old baby were driving down. It was driving down the road to the freeway, and that goes right where the flight path of planes taking off. And this B-26 crashed on the takeoff and crashed on that car. And miraculously, the baby was saved. But I played for that funeral in one of the cemeteries in Los Angeles. That was the most memorable for me, and the most difficult, because here's the funeral right here, not the funeral. What do they put bodies in? What do they call it?
Casket?
Casket. The casket was right there, and my cue comes when the three men on each side of the casket fire their volleys on command, 3 volleys. And then I step up where the head of the casket is and play taps. Well, for this particular one, I was already aware of the tragic nature of it, and if there was a bald-headed, small. He wasn't completely bald. He was gray-haired. What I saw, he was just sitting over there on my left side. The minute I started to play taps, boy, I could hear this soft. It's just silly. It shouldn't affect me like this. I guess it still does. I could hear this very soft sobbing, and it was difficult to not cry with him, stop and cry with him. Anyway, I'll never forget that, what it did for me. And I contrast that with another, I've got to get off of this. I contrast that with another one that I went to. A young wife was there because he was her husband, I guess. And, well, I assumed that he was. I'm sure that he was. And the volleys came, and then I started to play, and she started screaming. And she started screaming, "Gary! Gary! Gary!" She was out of control. And it was a complete contrast to what I experienced before. And I never experienced anything like that since then, where someone went completely apart and just screamed and screamed and screamed that name, and it could be heard all over the city of Los Angeles, I thought.